No, but
Um,
I think you're referring to that as Jacob, the father of Joseph, right?
yeah.
Right. So interesting. We go to Luke chapter 3, which I didn't have you read for this, but I think chapter 3 is where we have the genealogy for Jesus. And let's see if I can find it. Maybe it's chapter 4. It's after Jesus' baptism. And what we have there is a very different genealogy of Jesus, going all the way back to Adam. But um, it's a much longer genealogy, and it doesn't match with the Matthew genealogy as well.
Mm.
And it switches off immediately at Joseph's father, who's not Jacob. I'm not remembering who that is off the top of my mind right now. But the point of these gospel authors is to tie Jesus back to the Hebrew Bible in some way or form. And the Matthew really likes attaching Jesus back to Egypt and Moses. So what's happening here is Matthew's most likely the inventor of the birth narrative, the first person who wrote down the birth narratives. So Matthew, by placing Joseph as Jesus's father and Jacob as Joseph's father, is supposed to resemble what we see in Genesis, where we see Jacob being the father of Joseph once again. And Joseph is famous, his multicolored coat, however you want to translate that. I'm sure that'll come up at some point. But Joseph, known for really being the first people to bring, um, Israelites, or I guess they're not Israelites at that time, but to bring Hebrews into Egypt. And we see that again with Joseph later in the Matthew story, that Joseph is bringing Jesus into Egypt. So, just starting off with the genealogies right there, there's a lot being said in the subtext that I think is really important to understand.